Welcome back to South for Your Mouth. We're in the kitchen doing another video today with Miss Avery. And Avery, what are we doing?
We're gonna make some homemade cinnamon rolls. So you'll need 1.5 cups of milk, instant yeast, 1 packet, 6 tablespoons of butter, 1 egg, a teaspoon of salt, 4 cups of all-purpose flour, and a third cup of sugar, white sugar. So to start to make the dough, you're gonna put 2 cups of the all-purpose flour in the bowl.
You already had one in there, didn't you?
Yeah.
She already had 1 cup in there, so that's 2.
And then once you can open the packet of yeast, okay, you put the packet of yeast in there. Then you'll want to put your salt and your sugar. And then we're just going to mix that to combine it. Okay, and then you're going to take a microwave safe bowl. You're going to put the milk and the butter in it and then warm it up in the microwave. You don't want it too hot because it'll kill the yeast, so you just want it warm. I'm going to start with a minute just to see how that does. So the mixture is a little bit hot, so I'm going to let it cool for a minute so that it doesn't kill the yeast because it just needs to be warm. So now that we have our warm milk and butter, we're going to add this to the flour mixture. And then you're going to add your egg. And then you'll beat on low until it's combined.
Scraping down the sides a little bit.
Just scraping down the sides. And you might have to increase the speed to make sure the egg is mixed in. So once that's all combined, you're going to add in 1 more cup of the flour. Probably turn it down so it doesn't get all over the place. And then you're going to slowly add your last cup of flour. So we actually went ahead and added another cup of flour because it was a little bit thin. And you want the dough to start pulling away from the side. So if it's not doing that, you can add another cup of flour. So once it starts to kind of form into a ball and comes away from the sides, then you can check it and see if it's how it's doing. And I use the what do you call this? Dough hook. So it's still a little sticky. So we're actually going to add a little bit more flour. Okay. So now the dough is sticky, but it doesn't like get all over your hands. So now you can take it out of the bowl and put it, we're going to put some flour down and put the ball on top of the flour. Okay. So we're going to get the dough out of the mixer and just put it on your flour here. Okay, so I'm just adding more flour on top so that it's not as sticky. And then you're just gonna knead it. So you just kind of press it down like this. For a few minutes.
Yeah, according to me, Ma, when it feels like a belly, it's ready. think it's somebody else's belly, not mine. You might be in trouble.
I'm just putting a little bit of olive oil in the bowl. It doesn't stick to the bowl. And once you've kneaded the dough, you can make it into a little ball, and it's sort of sticky, but it doesn't stick to your hand. And you're gonna let that rest for 10 minutes. Okay, so our dough has puffed up a little bit after 10 minutes. So we're gonna take it out of the bowl, put it on some flour, and we're gonna roll it out into a rectangle. My grandpa made this roller, and we use it for everything.
In other words, come all the way off the thing when you roll it.
Rectangle of sorts, don't you think?
Yeah.
So once you have your rectangle, then you're gonna spread butter. So this is 4 tablespoons of butter, and it's room temperature butter. And we're just gonna spread it. So once you have your butter spread, then you're going to take half a cup of brown sugar and sprinkle it all over the butter. Then last thing, you're going to sprinkle some cinnamon. And you can add nuts like pecans or walnuts, or more cinnamon if you like cinnamon, so you can kind of customize that however you want. Okay, and then we're going to actually roll the cinnamon roll. So you'll start on one end, and you just start rolling it into a log.
Thus, cinnamon roll.
Yes. Hence the name. Just make sure it's rolled well. So I'm just like buttering the dish here so that it won't stick. I'm probably gonna have to use the Mima way is to use your hands to spread the
So
butter.
hands or a spoon or a brush.
Yeah.
Whatever
just to make
works.
sure it's all even. So now that you have your log, you're going to start cutting your rolls. And so this is a pastry scraper, but you can also use dental floss or a different kind of string. I've seen people do that where you can kind of cut it in rolls that way. But we're just going to use this, or you can use a knife and just cut it by hand. Let's start on the end. I'm actually going to cut the ends off to start, and I'm going to cut it in half. There's your cinnamon roll, You're going to put it in the pan, and it's okay if they touch. They will expand through cooking and through sitting, so it's okay if they end up touching. All of them are bigger than others. Okay, and you can sprinkle a little extra brown sugar and cinnamon on top if you want to. But now we're gonna cover it and you let it rise for 1 hour. So I'm gonna put it in the oven with just the light on. Okay, so we just took them out of the oven with just the light on. So it's been an hour and they have doubled in size. That's what they look like. So we're gonna put it in the oven preheated to 350 for 25 to 30 minutes. All right, so these have been in 25 minutes. We are done. And then we'll make the icing next. So for the icing, we're just gonna do powdered sugar with some milk and vanilla to kind of have a similar icing to the store-bought ones. So I don't really use a measurement for this. I just put some powdered sugar in a bowl. You can always make more if you need it. You don't need much milk. It will.
Adding a little more milk.
And more powdered
A little
sugar.
more sugar.
Ooh.
Think that'll work.
A little vanilla. A little more sugar.
You're just adding enough till you have enough, right? Basically,
Yeah.
to go over it.
You can kind of make it whatever consistency you want, really.
One.
So now we're just going to put this icing mixture.
Drizzle time.
Yep.
I say load it down. That one needs more.
You think I should add more icing?
What do you think?
Probably.
That's pretty good. And you can keep mixing and keep mixing until you get it as covered as you'd like. All right, we're doing a taste testing. That's Mimi.
That's a good cinnamon roll.
Seal of approval.
Seal of approval.